All right. Welcome back, Youngzers. Episode 21. We're in the double digits plus one now. We got the full squad here coming off a rough game in Pittsburgh today. Steelers versus Ravens. We'll dive into that. A little bit of Penguins hockey. Uh, Sadly, nothing on the Pirates, so nothing there. Dan, you're probably upset. But how
Oh
are the
yeah,
boys doing today? How are the boys doing?
Mm,
Eh,
I'm all right.
I had to watch Mitch Trubisky throw 3 picks, so we'll get into that later. But I know Dan's got that gallon of Turners ready to roll. I've we started up. I've got the Zins ready to roll. We hit 100 subs. Throw some Sixers in there. So let's
Yeah,
get.
we hit 75. Our goal for the end of the year was 50, so we blew that out of the water. Our next goal is 100. We're 8 away from that, so I don't know. The 100 subscriber challenge. Me and Roberts might have to think of something too because that's a pretty big deal. Triple digits. We're getting up there. So yeah, who wants to kick it off with some Steelers talk?
wait, real quick. I wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't think I was around when you guys said that you wanted 50 by the end of the year, but
Yeah.
to double that by the end of the year, I mean, I think that's pretty good accomplishment.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
And then you're really throwing out them memes and the reels and stuff. So those are taking off. So I mean,
Memes are-
it's
memes are good
it's a
enough.
group effort. I think we keep people entertained enough and keep them, tuned in enough. So only up. We can only keep going up.
Yeah, the
True.
sky's the limit. I mean, honestly,
Pause.
Roberts,
hear
what are
you.
your thoughts?
I don't know. Steelers. I have no comments anymore, man. Let's just get into the Steeler talk, man.
Defense,
Bad news.
defense, 108 million, overpaid. Didn't do shit against a third string quarterback where you knew they were going to be running the ball the whole time. Mitch Trubisky. Ryan, I need you to kick us off with it this week.
I think it starts early. Yellow card out early.
Pull it out.
I don't want to use it. I don't want to use it too early, but I used it on him before, so I think I used it at the beginning of the year. But I think this is the first time it'll be a two timer. So Mitch Trubisky, no twigs, no berries, and no accuracy either. No, we'll say that. We'll say that. But he can't sling the pigskin. That's all I'm gonna say.
Buddy is George Pickens in one-on-one coverage on the outside, and he's chucking into quadruple coverage across the middle, triple coverage down the field where the safety's helping on the other side. I mean, I don't know what Mitch is seeing. I wear glasses, but I feel like I just don't know what he was doing. The guy stinks.
Yeah,
That sucks.
he made some questionable reads today. He had like they showed when he stepped up in the pocket and got sacked and everything. Gentry wide open over the middle. Take the 6 yard dump down. Don't force it. He had Najee coming out of the backfield when he threw the second one. Then the third one, I don't know. That was an absolute hail mary. But he had no chance of completing that. But I don't know. The whole team, horrible. Mitch, even worse, and that's bad to do. It's hard to do.
I
Yeah.
think we honestly saw a man that's scared for his career. That wasn't a quarterback. That was a man who he's seeing the clock striking midnight and he's turning back into a pumpkin because I mean he wasn't good in the first place this year. Then I just wanted a manageable quarterback and he had his second chance. He's probably been wanting it since what week three.
Three.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I was not impressed. As a quarterback that is given a second chance, you should look like you want to play more and not be scared shitless, I guess. He didn't look comfortable. That's all I'm going to say. And he made a lot of mistakes that I don't think the Steelers are going to go back to him if they don't have to. So that's the last we're going to see of Mitch Trubisky, barring Kenny Pickett coming back from concussion protocol, which that's weird because he left the game, came back in, and then left the game again.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the symptoms, I mean, they vary. So, it might have been delayed a little bit. You get cleared and then something, you just don't feel right. Hey, that's what's going to happen. I mean, I'm putting that one on Mason Cole and James Daniels, not blocking anybody on that play and getting Kenny absolutely killed. So I didn't think it was a great game from the line really today. You had that going on. You had, the sun rises every day. Dan Moore's taking a holding penalty in the first quarter. I mean, you may as well just pencil that one in for some point in the first half. But I mean, the line didn't look too good. They stink. The offense stunk. Matt Canada, uninspired play calling. I don't know why you don't go to George Pickens. He had at one point he had 3 catches for 78 yards, and instead you're throwing to Gunnar Olszewski. Like, give me a break. Buddy looks like the NFL version of Joe Dirt. I don't want to see that guy out there on the football field anymore.
You know, it's bad when he catches a pass because the commentators only have one line for him. Former Patriot. That's the only thing they ever have to say about the guy. You know? Like, you could get the old, oh, he's a hard worker, like, lunch pail to work. No, they only got that for him. Former Patriot.
I just have, like, one question is, you're going into a heavy contested AFC North battle, and we have 2 quarterbacks dressed. We know it gets physical. We know it gets, you know what I mean? Like, what is Mason Rudolph's position on this team? You know what I mean? Like,
water boy.
No, I'll tell you what it is.
Trade
No,
bait?
he's gonna be number 2. Mitch isn't gonna get a helmet now. I guarantee
that's what I mean. Like,
now, you don't dress 3 ever unless your starting quarterback is dinged up going into that matchup. You're not gonna dress 3 quarterbacks. So I understand what you're saying there. They are physical games, but you're not gonna dress 3. It was just an ugly game all around. I mean, to end 16-14, both sides, it was ugly. It wasn't even that entertaining of a game. It didn't capture my attention for very long. I'll be honest with you.
But you know what? That's just a classic AFC North battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not wrong there.
I mean, you look how many points like they left on the board. Like Trubisky 3 picks, where at the minimum those drives should end in 9 points. Yeah, it should end in field goal at least on 3 of those 3 drives. You have a blocked field goal. That's 12 right there. And then I don't know about you guys. I am sick of Presley Harvin, a 17-yard punt.
Yeah.
Like, are you shitting me? What are you doing?
And
I can sneeze on a ball and have it go farther than 17 yards.
For that guy today in the Giants game. Do you see what happened there? He dropped the ball in front of him and hit it off the bounce and kicked it with his shin. It went 22 yards.
You may as well get Doug Flutie out there and do a drop kick or something at that point, because I mean that's just pathetic. You're setting up the defense to already, you're already in Justin Tucker field goal range because you can't kick a damn ball. I don't know what you're doing, my man.
Yeah, I don't know. It makes it look even worse that they even drafted him in the first place. You don't draft punters. You pick them up off the street or off a practice squad. They're undrafted free agents or whatever. You don't draft those people, and it just shows that the Pittsburgh Steelers have a problem with drafts. When you're going to go and I'd call it a reach when you're drafting a punter. That's a reach to even draft one.
It depends. I think it depends. Like, no. See, I got a little defense here.
That's fine.
I don't think you take a kicker very high. Like you saw Roberto Aguayo a couple years ago for Tampa. But like it was a battle. Jordan Stout, rookie punter for Baltimore. They took him the 4th, 5th round this year. He's a kickoff specialist at Penn State, booted through the back of the end zone every time. So like if you have a guy like that where you're going to use him and you have the potential where, all right, you're eliminating any kick returns, where the field position is going to be. And then he's been a consistent punter. Like he's averaging, I think it was 50 yards a punt this year with a long of 60 some. Like if you're a consistent punter like that, where you're consistently, you're flipping the field, I think it's valuable. But whenever it doesn't pan out, like Presley Harvin as a 7th rounder, that was just a wasted pick because, he can boot the ball 70 yards, but then, you have a 17-yard punt. As a punter, you have to be consistent because the flipping the field and playing the field positioning game is huge in the NFL. And you saw that today. That, that's part of why the Steelers lost, just the field position game. I mean, it's, if you're going to do it, you better make sure that there's more than one component to that. I don't know.
See, when it comes to them late picks, I have I have more trust in the Steelers taking like a late wide receiver and him panning out more than a punter, because their punters, it just shows. I just don't think that a punter is worth a draft pick at all. Now, we can be, we could disagree there. I think you're just taking a homer pick there, bringing that up because he was a Penn State guy, which is fine. I understand.
It's not a homer pick, but like
you gave stats, and I understand that. And like,
with them, that's an example I can give. Like,
but I think I would rather have that, wide receiver, 4th wide receiver in the 7th round than a punter. That's just me. And I understand field position is everything, but We took one in the 7th round, and he ain't flipping the field for us. He ain't Ray Guy walking out there, coughing cornering him. It's ridiculous.
Here's the thing, like, if I'm in a draft, I'm not thinking who's gonna punt our ball. That's kind of like that's a stupid move. I don't know. It seems like kind of waving the white flag. Like, let's go get a guy that's gonna go punt the ball when we're on 4th down. How about get a guy that's gonna get you 3rd down yard or something like that's just. I don't think that's the right mentality to even think when you're drafting. But if it's like some kind of stud, like you don't see stud punters really. It's just a guy that's there for a down every now and then. Like, is it really gonna win or lose you that many games? I don't know.
I mean, if you're drafting a specialist that can prevent A, kick returns, and B, pin a team deep and flip the field, I think that's worth it. But at the same time, for every Sebastian Janikowski, you have a Roberto Gual. Like, it's a crapshoot. And honestly, there's only one other position that I would put as more worthless drafting: long snapper.
Long snapper? Yeah.
About fullbacks.
Yeah, in today's game. But here's the thing with the punters, like Ryan said, it's not going to change that much of an outcome. You would hope that your team doesn't have to punt on a 4th down. Maybe you get into field goal range. And then here's the other thing, Motts. How many punters go and take kickoffs? Not very many. Normally, that's your place kicker. That's so they got lucky there. I understand. It's nice to have a guy who's going to go out there and have to worry about punts and kickoffs, and then you let your place kicker just think about field goals. That's it. That's a good luxury to have, but there's not a lot of those in the league.
Yeah, and that's what, obviously I'm familiar with Jordan Stout because he's a Penn State guy. He was Penn State's field goal kicker majority of the time last year. Deep. He has a hell of a leg. So he's more than just a one-trick pony. But I agree, if it's not somebody like that where they're consistent and can do multiple things, I think that's just a wasted pick. It's almost like signing Derek Watt to a 3-year deal.
Here's my question. Never mind. I answered my own question. Never mind. I was gonna say if he's punting but he's not taking place kicks. I was gonna say who's holding, but
he's the holder.
Yeah, he's the holder.
Julius.
I confused myself.
Yeah, but going kind of walking back a little bit on the Steelers, I just want to add this: if I'm in that organization, first thing I'm doing, I'm going up to Mitch Trubisky. I'm ripping that C right off his chest. Are you allowed to do that?
I don't see why not.
I'd make it a thing for the whole team too. I'd put him up on like a pedestal and just have everybody watching. Just go right up.
Absolutely haze him.
Yeah, rip the stitching right off in front of him. That's what I do.
Yeah, that's a bad look, man. That's somebody that you think that's gonna, you know what I mean? And then he's getting booed off the field, you know what I mean? Coming into halftime, going like this, waving to the fans, and they're like, dude, you just don't have it, man. And everybody could see it.
That's a grown man getting booed off a field in Pittsburgh. That's now named Acrisure Stadium. That's embarrassing.
You know what's embarrassing? When a flock of ratbirds is more popular than you in Pittsburgh, you're in trouble. The Pigeons are probably more highly regarded than Mitch Trubisky after today. I don't know. That's not even a hot take. That's just facts.
I just don't like that at all.
Here's the thing with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They went about this the completely wrong way. I'm going to come back to the draft. That's how far back we're going to go. If they had any interest in taking Pickett, who's the kid? Willis. You don't sign Mitch Trubisky. So once you draft Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky is your marked man. He's your sacrificial lamb. And everyone's going to turn on him, especially because Pickett went to Pitt. Understandable. He's a hometown kid. I mean, he's from Jersey, but he played his ball at Pitt. So everyone's going to want that Pittsburgh kid. Everybody's going to want him to play. And as soon as he does, Mitch Trubisky is an afterthought. So I think they went about it the completely wrong way. I understand he hasn't performed and he lost his job, but I don't think he deserves all the booing and all the guff that he does get. He's an athlete. He's a professional athlete. He's out there trying to do his job. He's not very good, but it just shows that I think this should have been a tank season. And then you get Kenny in there and everyone's like, oh, well, we want Kenny. I understand that. I think Kenny's ceiling's higher as well. But the dude's hurt. You need to play a backup. What are you going to do? You're going to have Antoine Randall come out of the stands to play because he would have been your third quarterback? Like, what do you want?
Zach
That's what we
Gentry.
should have had today.
Well, is that what you want? You want Zach Gentry to start taking snaps for you? And then
Honestly,
you're
yeah.
gonna hand the
that
ball
would have
off.
been a comedy.
You're going to take you're just going to hand the ball off the whole time. You only had 65 rushing yards.
I don't care with
To
the way
begin with.
today's game went, 16-14. Put the tight end under center. I don't care. At least make it interesting. Give me something to watch. Like
That's like that's like getting them backup goalies like pulled out of the crowd. That guy's a professional barber, but he's the emergency goalie. I do love seeing that.
That is
Like,
sick.
what would you rather see? Honestly, would you rather see that 16-14 game and how it went down, or would you rather see Zach Gentry line up under center?
Slanging the ball?
I
Absolutely.
would love to see him slinging it. Like, he hasn't done it since high school. He was recruited, I think.
Rated college, college
Yes.
quarterback,
Yes.
yeah.
So you can throw the ball. I mean,
What is he, 6'8"?
Yeah.
Now, here's a question for you guys. Since we're going to go down that little caveat, does he get to change his shoulder pads and stuff? Because I don't know if you guys know, different positions have different shoulder pads. Quarterback shoulder pads are small, so you have a lot of mobility up there. They're not very big. Tight ends are going to wear almost lineman-like shoulder pads. So you got extra pads that come down. They buckle in a different way. They're bigger. They're heavier. They're thicker. Do you think they allow him to, hey, Mitch, give me your shoulder pads?
honestly, do you think they'd fit him?
Yeah, I'm sure they would.
He's a big dude.
Yeah, but you got to think quarterback shoulder pads aren't big to begin with. They're supposed to be small, so you have that shoulder mobility and you can sling the rock.
I'm just saying, do you think Mitch Trubisky's shoulder pads would fit 6'8" Zach Gentry?
I don't
Probably,
know.
yeah.
I don't know, but
I mean,
do you allow him to change them so then he can, actually throw the ball?
how sad would that image be? A padless Mitch Trubisky with just a bulky jersey on, like on the side.
Looks like a dress.
Yeah. Looking like one of those kids that gets, like, on the last game of the season, the fan jerseys, like the random fan gets like a jersey off the player's back.
Mitch Trubisky's getting a jersey.
Look like me back when we go to a pep rally when we were in like 6th, 7th grade, and Larry Pollock would pull out all the old jerseys and would just hand them out. Yeah, here you go. You can wear this. Oh yeah, it's down to my knees. Wearing 69.
I mean, I would love to see it. I feel like the offense probably would have been stagnant, but I mean, we got another touchdown out of it. That wasn't bad. We had made it close. Just we're a third down stand away from, getting the ball back there at the end too.
It's just
defense can come up.
Yeah, Andrew touched on it earlier. You load the box. They had a wide receiver out as a decoy. You know he ain't gonna throw the ball. The guy hasn't proven to throw the ball, and you load the box with just 7. Like I don't know.
That's a $108 million defense that can't stop a quarterback who barely hasn't even played in the NFL. He's a rookie, undrafted. You take your chance of him slinging the ball. You load the box up. Everyone sitting at home knew Baltimore was going to run the ball. And the fact that they let it happen time after time, just no push, not enough guff given by the Steelers defense today. I'll say it.
And like the fact that the Ravens ran all over us and their running backs really aren't that good. J.K. Dobbins hasn't played since like week 3. His knee's blown out to hell and back, and he comes back and has what, like 70-something yards or
132, I think.
132.
Yeah, they had 215 as a team. How do you get beat like that on the ground? You're like, what'd you say, 108 or 180 $1 million defense?
108
million.
Okay, but it's crunch time. It's before the 2-minute warning. You need a stop on 3rd down, and you let them get the first down. I just don't understand how what they're gonna do. You know how they're gonna come out and line up, and you just let them bully you. You were bullied. And you're supposed to be some elite defense. You were one of the rare teams that was supposed to ride the coattails of your defense to win, so your offense doesn't turn over the ball. Well, you couldn't get the ball back to the offense after they went down and scored and made it a two-point game. And then you couldn't keep them out of field goal range before that because it was 13-7. It was 13-7. So I'm tired of hearing how this defense is elite. I don't see it. There's too many glaring holes on that defense.
The next person I see on Twitter trying to compare this year's defense to a steel curtain defense, no, that maybe have to be our new cleaned up Happy Valley. Franco.
It's still pretty terrible.
That one might have to be put on the burner for now because we may have to put an end to this steel curtain shit going on.
Yeah.
We may have to switch up for a little bit.
I'll tell you right now, Jack Ham wouldn't put up with that. Jack Lambert wouldn't be putting up with that. Mean Joe Green. When it's crunch time and you need your offense back out on the field, they're going to get that stop. They're going to get that crucial stop or that turnover. You just don't see it. I don't know if there's no fire or what, but
I mean, Minka killed their quarterback, so Huntley. So
that's fair, but
he's out there hitting. But it's just they have no punch. That's what
your safety shouldn't be the guy that has to do that either.
No,
especially whenever who was it? Miles Jack. There's 2 or 3 runs on that series, one of the series, I forget, where he got popped, and the commentators are going, "Oh, he took a shot from Miles Jack." Meanwhile, the running back's out of bounds scot-free, and Miles Jack's on his back. You didn't pop anybody. I'm sorry, but you just got laid out. It's just kind of soft. I don't know. Should I strip them of Renegade? Am I stripping the Steelers of Renegade?
Honestly.
They may be on come sail away territory right now. No, Renegade, I think.
Yeah,
they're on Renegade watch.
They've been downgraded to come sail away. I don't know if Dan, would you like to agree with that or?
I will 100% agree with that. That is great because you know what, them running backs all day today, the running attack from the Baltimore Ravens were come sailing away with that ball, and you did nothing about it. You were bullied, and it all starts up front. They're old. They just don't got it no more. It's a damn shame because I'm a humongous Cam Hayward fan, but just like last year when Minka has 100 and some odd tackles, that's terrible. When he's making the plays from the secondary, that's terrible because then your defensive line isn't getting a hat on a hat, and then your linebackers are blocked.
Yeah.
So that means your secondary has to step up and make plays in the run game, and you can't have that. As a defense, you cannot have that.
Can we have that as your rubber stamp of the week, Dan? I want to start adding that in. I hear it at least once a podcast. Is that your rubber stamp? Is that your damn shame of the week?
Which part?
It's a damn shame.
It's a damn shame that Minka Fitzpatrick has to step up in the run game. Yes, that's my rubber stamp. That's my one rubber stamp. You could mail that off, wax stamp it if you want.
I will.
It's a damn shame that your secondary has to come up and probably leading your team in tackles. Now I got to look.
Yeah, you look here. J.K. Dobbins, 15 carries, 120 yards, average of 8.1.
That's pathetic.
A guy
you're giving up 8 yards a carry. And then Gus Edwards
basically double injury because
Gus Edwards 13 for 66 at 5.1 a carry. That's even, you know what I mean? A guy that's backing the other guy up is almost getting the same amount.
Yeah. It's the same song and dance as last year. Run game, I can't stop it. They're talking all offseason oh, we figured it out. We're going to be able to stop the run. We figured it out. No one's running over us anymore. And you know what? Teams that have not even elite running backs or even, good running backs that just have running backs by committee are running all over the Steelers. It's a damn shame.
All right, here you go, boys. You ready for this? Miles Jack with a total of 93 tackles. That's solo and assisted tackles, okay? 93. That's the most on the team. That's good. Is an inside linebacker, that's what you want.
Does it count him getting knocked in the middle of the field too while the running back's got out of bounds?
Devin Bush has 66. That's the second highest. Right behind him is Minka Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Or less with 62. That shouldn't happen. I'm sorry. No. That should not happen. Your middle linebackers, your inside linebackers should have the bulk of the tackles. And it all starts up front. If your front ain't doing it, then your linebacker's going to be covered. So it all starts there.
So here's another thing that worried me about the defense today. Second series. Baltimore drops, but Huntley drops back, whatever. Scrambles a little bit, nothing there, ends up thrown short of the sticks. Did you see who they had spying Tyler Huntley?
Bobby Spillane.
What the hell?
It's not even that. We need to throw up a missing sign for TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith. I haven't seen them in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
They might both be hurt. They might be banged up, but where are they at?
Yeah.
TJ Watt 1 sack in 5 games.
Since coming back,
He's playing through injuries. I mean, I get that. You know, he's coming off a pec injury, knee getting cleaned up, ribs. He's not 100%, but
Don't play then. Like we're not like like you're the franchise player.
he's a
And if
competitor.
you're already hurt and you're risking injury in this season, like no, just don't play.
I agree, but he's not going to.
No, he's a gamer.
But you're just adding wear and tear onto a body that's already been.
Let's say he gets hurt again. Is it worth it?
No.
1 sack in 5 games. Say he tears his pec again, or he does something to his knee, or something flares up. Were these 5 games where he has one sack and has pretty much been non-existent, and not the game breaker T.J. Watt that we know?
But he's still a threat. I mean, he's still a presence. I'd take him playing injured over any of those backup outside linebackers. That they're banged up too. Malik Reed, I think he didn't dress today. He was down. He was upgraded, but he ended up not playing. The Steelers. As soon as Kenny Pickett went down today, that team was in shambles. That changed the whole game. And you can't even make that as an excuse, though, because Huntley gets hurt. Anthony Brown comes in, and the Steelers
had him on the one. Renegade comes on, you got him on the one, and you can't stop a guy that's never thrown a pass in the NFL. No. I don't know.
They're stripped of Renegade, and that's all I'm going to say.
You guys gave them Come Sail Away. I'm not even giving them lyrics. I'm giving them Sandstorm. They're not even getting Come Sail.
No, because Sandstorm gets me hyped. So no, you can't even give them that. You got to give them like Baby or some shit.
You know that YouTube's like soundtrack or whatever from like 2004 that'd be on every video. Like that's what they get. That generic YouTube intro thing. I'll play it later. Okay. You'll know what I'm talking about.
Put on Dungfest.
No, I'm over it. You don't throw to George Pickens when you should just be taking shots downfield. He's catching everything. I mean, I just don't get it. These are not the Steelers that obviously it sounds old, like we're old, but we grew up with. I mean, it's just they've been neutered. The Steelers, they went down to the clinic, got neutered. I don't know how else to describe it. No punch, no fire with that team. Deontay keeps running backwards after he catches a ball, which
every play.
Is he like, does he need a compass for Christmas?
He might.
I don't get it. Najee, not it this year. I mean, that's looking more and more like a wasted pick where, people are arguing whether you take Freiermuth in the 2nd round like they did last year. I think that's still a good pick. He's been a very good tight end. He's had some concussion issues, whatever. But that 1st round pick where you could go to Creed Humphrey, at center, Landon Dickerson, who's starting for the Eagles. I mean, those are 2 linemen that are really good in their 2nd year. And our 3rd round pick, Kendrick Green, is inactive most games, not even dressing. So, when you whiff on a draft like that on 2 of your top 3 picks, no bueno. And that's what sets a franchise back. And that's what's happening with the Steelers. And, that's my line. I'm not putting them in Pirates territory because they'll never be that bad as a franchise. I'd hope not. But yeah, they're in shambles. The Steelers are in shambles. They had their 2-week run of glory where they were able to take down, Marcus Mariota and the ghost of Matt Ryan, and that's if that's what you can beat, whatever. And Andy Dalton, they beat the Saints, right?
Yeah.
Andy Dalton, like those are the 3 guys you beat. I mean, Dan, you're crushing that Turner.
I'm trying.
The thing is, like, I don't think the Steelers. Well, there'll be bad years for sure. There ain't no Big Ben back there to save us anymore. But I think the franchise is established enough that it won't go to complete garbage. I mean, even look at the Cowboys. Like, they were a once proud franchise, but like, you can't say they're truly garbage. I know they've had bad years, but like, I think that's how the Steelers will like get at worst. Like, see what the Cowboys are never trash. But
with the Cowboys, they've been like a Dak Prescott hurt away. Like they've been the team to beat, and then Dak gets hurt a few years. Their defense is always good. They always have a really good offensive line. But I just, you just don't have that quarterback that could take them over the hump because he was always hurt.
I mean, I got a theory because of that, Dan, though. I don't know if people aren't talking about this enough, which is kind of confusing me. But did anyone see the picture of Jerry Jones from whenever he was younger? Anyone else see that?
Yeah. Ghoul, though, because he looks like a ghoul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a ghoul.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. Why aren't people talking about that? He claims, his defense.
He was just walking past.
Yeah.
So here's my thing with that, and I don't want to get too far into it.
I don't. I mean,
I got really almost pissed off because LeBron made a big deal about it, right? But he's like, well, why isn't nobody asking me about that? Because that's not what we're here to interview you about. We want to talk about the. Now I understand, like, it was back in the 50s, 60s.
Probably like the 30s. He's old as dirt.
Does that make it right? No, it doesn't. It doesn't make it right at all. But like that,
I just think Jerry Jones is an asshole. So anytime you take a shot at him, like that's one where I don't like you getting away scot free on that, Jerry. You put the big scoreboard in. You're flying high down there. No, you pop up in a picture like that in a circumstance like that, buddy. You may be able to pull the wool over the NFL's eyes and have them in your pocket, but you don't have the Youngzers in your pocket, my friend.
Wasn't he like? Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't he have like beef with Robert Kraft this year at like some coaches meeting, and Jerry Jones like threatened to beat his ass? Like, I'm sorry, Jerry Jones, you ain't beating yourself out of a wet paper bag, dude. Like,
that'd be a pretty. I was
gonna say those two dirt bags are.
Yeah, they're both pieces of shit.
Robert Kraft takes a different kind of beating, so it'd be.
They're both pieces of shit, but I mean, I think it'd be a pretty close fight there. It'd be who doesn't break a hip first.
I think Kraft would have the edge. I don't know.
I don't know.
I think I'm taking is like 20 years younger than him.
No, Kraft is almost 80.
Yeah, I mean, let me look. How old's Jerry Jones? He has to be close to 90, right?
He's 86, I'm pretty sure. 86, 87.
No way, dude. He looks like he's deteriorating live. He looks like, what's his face? The Queen's husband, or former Queen.
All right, Jerry Jones is 80.
Only 80?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. He aged
Robert
like...
Kraft is
77.
Dang. Jerry Jones aged like a damn piece of fruit out.
Like a raisin?
No. Robert Kraft is a year older.
Are you serious?
81.
No
June
way.
5th, 1941. Jerry Jones was...
Hold on. Look at the Falcons owner. How old's the Falcons owner? What's his name? That guy's older. He has to be the oldest.
Arthur Blank. He
looks like he's from straight out of Transylvania.
Like Arthur Blank is 80.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You ever see him on the sidelines? Like, the Falcons have a terrible game. He's like the Grim Reaper. Like, Marcus Mariota throws a late game interception. Arthur Blank just pops out of nowhere in like a trench coat, just standing behind him.
Don't tell me this screams Transylvania right here. Hold on, let me know. Like that dude, right? That's
you know what that screams? You come to me in the day of my daughter's wedding. You ask me for a favor. That's what that screams to me. Very Italian.
None of those guys being older than like 85 really shocks me, because I don't know. You'd feel like they're like almost 100. They're old.
Robert Kraft stays young. He's pretty active out in the
right.
Yeah.
Well, he's got the Tom Brady workout. Kiss his son, I'm sure. Right in the mouth.
I don't know. I don't know if him and Deshaun might be hanging out together in the off season. Makes you think.
That's fair.
There were some, correct me if I'm wrong, but whenever
I don't think
Deshaun
wants it.
No, I'm just saying correct.
I know.
You know what I mean. Before the Patriots drafted Mac Jones and all this stuff was going on with Deshaun Watson, there was a little bit of a rumor mill.
Oh God, yeah.
The Patriots. I mean, connect the dots there. Maybe some seedy strip mall meetings, perhaps. I don't know. That.
So here's the question I have for you guys, though. Is there any chance the Steelers make the playoffs now? Any chance whatsoever? No. Even if they win out?
No.
They're not gonna... The only way for them, I thought, to make it was to win the division. And...
Yeah, that'd have been it. And like Double R said last week, they had a chance to do that. If you beat Baltimore twice, you split with... You already split with Cleveland. You already split with Cincy, and then you split with Cleveland. That would have been their only way. But
here's the remaining schedule: Panthers, Raiders, Ravens, Browns. Honestly, that could be. We could see the Steelers go 5-12. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
They could lose all 4 of these games.
Yes, they
They
could.
could, but I don't think. I think they beat Carolina. I mean, Sam Darnold, no matter where he's at.
I think it's 3-1.
That's where it gets me though. The first sentence he said, "I think." Like we don't even have the confidence that we're gonna beat the Panthers, and the Panthers are trash.
Yeah.
So what's that make us trash?
So here's the thing with this team, like you don't even like turning on the game, you don't even think they have a fighting chance now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When in the past you'd be like, oh yeah, the Steelers, they're gonna make some noise, and then they lose a heartbreaker, and you can understand that. But now you're like,
I mean, even
watch it because I know it's over before I even turn it on.
last year was like with Big Ben. They traveled to Kansas City. There's still people saying, "Oh, we have a chance." You know what I mean? Like Big Ben still has a thing, but now it's like
when the gunslinger's under center, you
gotta throw it up right here. The old cowboy.
There is a fighting chance. Mitch Trubisky, that's like throwing the white flag out on the field when you see him, popping out. And I will give credit. Ryan did a great job memeing on him during some live memes were really hitting the spot today.
It was a live meme.
Yeah, live memeing.
10 subs out of it on YouTube. So memes are the way to go. But I think we're going to see the first sub 500 season. I mean, we've been saying it, but they're peaking at they're peaking at it. Like maybe so, maybe not. But they got to win out with 17 games now in the season. There ain't no 8-8 anymore.
That's what we have to be.
It's either be 8-9 or 9-8, or
they're done
if they lose all their games 5-12.
Looking at the posted from the bye week, 5-12, 6-11, 5-12. I had 3-14, but
what was I?
You said 6-11.
6-11.
Roberts, me and you, we got that chance.
Well, you said 2-15, Mott's. If there was a stipulation, I couldn't remember what it was.
I feel like the Raiders are a lot better.
If Matt Canada was still around.
Yeah, you said 2-15.
But I will say though, Ryan with the live memes and me today with the lines. Steelers had it all in the chance. People were saying, there's no way Minnesota loses that game to Detroit. Detroit, I'm sorry, they're not the laughing stock anymore. Dan Campbell has those guys revving up there in Detroit.
Lost a friendly bet on that. So I mean, that was a game I thought Minnesota would win, but lost a friendly wager on that little gentleman's handshake agreement. So Minnesota, I'm putting my rubber stamp. Frauds.
And not to mention, you're giving the other game I had big money on today was Houston Texans getting 17.5 to start the day.
Did they win
3
outright?
possessions?
It was close.
No, they lost by 4, but
okay.
With like 30 seconds left, Zeke scored a touchdown. But I'm sorry, but I talked to my dad. 17.5 points. You start 3 possessions.
Yeah,
in the NFL.
That's an absurd spread for an NFL game. 17.5 points is just.
I didn't know. I think the money line was. I think it was quadruple digits.
I mean,
it was 11.50.
We talk about it all the time. 10 is a lot in the NFL. 17.5? That's like a college spread.
It's nuts.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm done with Steelers.
The Steelers let me down today. That's the 3 I had.
Let's move on to the Penguins. A little brighter topic.
All right. Well, anything else on the Steelers, you guys?
No.
Yeah, I got nothing. Next week, who is it? Carolina.
Yeah.
I assume it's in Carolina, right?
Yeah, they'll win next week.
But
I wouldn't be surprised if they don't.
It'll be a mad game, I bet. They lose if Mitch is playing. If Kenny clears it, I think they win. That's going to be the deciding factor. Who's under center?
I almost think he doesn't clear because he had a concussion earlier in the year.
That's his second.
Joe Mixon. It took Joe Mixon 2 weeks to clear. And he didn't have any problems. I don't think this season.
He played today, Joe Mixon.
He played.
I saw P. Ryan played a lot today though.
He thirsted a touchdown out of whatever.
Dan, before we go to the Penguins.
Yeah, before the NFL, the trade talk about the not the trade talk, the Youngzers League. Let's hear it.
I mean, Dan, I think it's gonna be us.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't looked at it today because, to be honest, with me and Ryan, we just.
So, since it's looking like it's gonna be Dan and I in the finals for the Punishment League, I'm just gonna go off my stipulation, so we're all clear on this. I will be doing the 12-month calendar photo shoot, so we'll get that out of the way. It will be distributed at next year's draft, where everyone's there. So it'll be a 2024 calendar. just to make sure everyone has a full year, going into it. I told DJ, I said, he's moving into his nice, just build his house. He's moving in soon. I want that up in that house. So that's the first one. So I'm gonna have the calendar, and the other incentive that I'm gonna, I was talking to Ryan about, I'm gonna grant everyone in the league to pick a theme for each month. So
February or no? February's the shortest month.
You don't want me to pick one.
No, I don't care. Pick.
Can I buy what you wear?
I mean,
it's got to stay tasteful.
Yeah, I want. It's not gonna be like dirty. Like, I mean, it's clean.
I guess, but the other part is too. Gucci said he wants to hop in the calendar shoot with me for a couple months. So
of course, Gucci's always down.
If anybody wants to hop in the calendar, don't leave me out to dry. I mean, I'm
doing like tandem costumes. I'm gonna have a costume. You're gonna have a costume.
Okay,
that's my idea.
You have to understand. I have to beat you next week, and that's probably not going to happen.
Well, Dan, my luck this year has been pure shit. I've had the most points scored against me, so mentally, my team stacks up like I should beat you, but I know I came up with the idea for this punishment league. I advocated for it. It's like karma wants me to take that first beating this year, which it's all stacking. The stars are aligning. So either way, I'm mentally prepared. There's some people that we had to kick out of the league because they wouldn't do the punishment. They told us to F off, got confused whenever I took control of their team, booted them out. I don't know what to tell you. I'm man enough to take a punishment. It's going to be some phenomenal content. I mean, the only thing I'm waiting for is after winter. I'm going to shed some holiday pounds before, we don't want to see that in a crop top. I'll be perfectly honest. I'm going to spare, we're going to keep it tasteful, but I'm mentally preparing myself, and I think I found my peace. I'm just accepting it at this point. So, what are you gonna go with, Dan?
I don't know yet. I'll have to think. I'll give an update next week, but
I mean, can I give you one request for
sure
a photo shoot? Can we do a Mega Powers month?
Oh, absolutely.
Perfect. That's all I needed to hear.
Yeah, that can be arranged for sure.
I feel like an anime month too.
Oh no. No.
All right, are we moving on?
Pens. Yeah. Little pens.
Pens. What, 3-0 this week? Let me pull it up.
Yep, I told you 6 points last week.
3-0, yeah. Looks like you got a tough schedule coming up. Stars, they're decent, right? They're not.
Yeah.
Jason Robinson having a career year.
Stars, Panthers, Hurricanes. That's a pretty tough league. Panthers and Hurricanes, there ain't no slouches. So
yeah,
I mean they're looking good. I've been watching the games. They're filling the net. It seems like
that top line's looking phenomenal. I think I saw a stat today that whenever it's the Gensel, Crosby, Raquel line playing together, they're like 13-1-1 or some crazy stat. I mean, they're looking good. Crystal Tang came back from a stroke less than 2 weeks. I mean, they're looking good. Marcus Pettersson's by far their best defenseman. He's having a hell of a year. Bottom six is just a little worrisome. Jeff Carter's not having a too great of a year. Teddy Bluger's playing fine after coming back from injury. So I think they add to the bottom six.
Fourth line ain't bad.
Yeah, I mean, they're not bad, but when it comes down to the stretch run in the playoffs, you need some punch on that bottom six, some scoring punch. You see those cup teams where they had Brian Rust was down there, the HBK
line. Yeah.
I think that's what they're missing. And I think that'll be addressed, but it's going to be tough because they're so close to the cap. They can't really make, any big moves, but I like the way they're trending. They had that rough stretch, but it seems like they're starting to click now. They usually do, get their legs in, going right after Thanksgiving. So it's right on schedule for them. But I mean, Crosby's having a phenomenal year. Great stretch. No complaints here.
Do you think Crosby's in the running for MVP talks at all?
Has to be. Has to be.
He won't be. I don't think.
No, because it's all politics and who you are, and you're not McDavid
or Draisaitl.
Not even Draisaitl. Honestly,
David McKinnon or is McKinnon
Matthews.
McKinnon's hurt.
McKinnon's hurt now. Yeah.
Matthews, who also
That's about it.
Matthews. That's a team that's trending up too.
In Dallas, he's up there too. He's right.
He's on pace to score what 76 goals this year. I saw.
Yeah.
McDavid for 78. Like, if they have two 70 goal scorers, what was it the last time? 1992, right? Was the last one somebody put one up? I saw. Like, that's crazy. 30 years. That's
Well, it just shows you how much the game has evolved in 30 years. You know what I mean? So it's. I just think goalies are better. The equipment's bigger. The game's faster. There's a lot of records you'll never see broken. But that's why they're records.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm thinking a 1-2 week from the Penguins. I think they beat the Stars, and then no, they want vengeance. I'm gonna say 2-1. They want vengeance on the Hurricanes. They're gonna put a beating on the Hurricanes after what happened 2 weeks ago. They had that overtime. Remember that overtime loss?
Chippy interference
Ryan
going near the
Russ
bench.
It was a cross check from behind into the boards. They thought there's a penalty 2-on-1 on Jari.
2-on-0.
2-on-0, wasn't it?
2-on-0. Yeah. So I think that's gonna be a vengeance game for the Penguins.
I'm gonna go 2-1. I think they lose to the Stars, but I think they definitely take down the Panthers, and then, like you said, Ryan, the revenge game on the Hurricanes, they take that. So 2-1, that's my guess.
Rangers are coming up too. That could be another revenge game for them.
I cannot stand. Trouba's up to his usual end.
Yep.
Someone needs to just wipe that dude out. I cannot stand him. The only thing you see him for, at least Tom Wilson, whenever, he has dirty play after dirty play, at least he can score goals. Trouba's just an ass that can't do anything but, lay down dirty hits. That's a guy. He's got
what's wrong was that Jeff Skinner the other night that just straight up cross-checked Jake Gensel in the mouth?
He was going to be my Jag of the week. I mean, you were a figure skater before you played hockey. You can't be acting like a tough guy.
That's not a good look.
Like, Blades of Glory, relax, buddy. All right.
Jeff Skinner isn't like a repeat offender though, so he just lost his cool there, and it happens in the heat of the game. But you don't want to see somebody lose their entire top row over it.
That's gotta be.
You got 3 game suspension for it.
That's I honestly think a few things in sports that I never want to feel is a cross check right to the teeth with a stick. Like, that's gotta. And then what is it? Baseball to the shin or elbow? What do you think?
Ribs, probably.
Well, did you see what's his name from Ottawa? Did you guys see that on the bench? Thomas, what's his name? Chabot.
I don't think so.
He's sitting on the bench, and there was a missed call. He just swings his stick.
Oh, yeah, and hit his teammate.
Hammonick's face, and the camera gets over. He's like, just slouched there. Like, what are you doing, my guy?
Yeah. Is it the dude from the Kings that just slashed that dude in the back of the head?
Yeah.
How about that dude that, what was it, years back? He, angrily swung his stick and just cracked his goalie in the back of the head?
Yeah.
Who was that?
I can't remember.
It ricocheted off the post and
it broke. Yeah,
back then he's
dude, Sandman Kendo sticked him right in the back of the head.
No, you want to see Sandman Kendo stick is Morty McSorley on Donald Brashear out cold.
Was that spearing though, or what they call it?
No, he hit him right in the back of the head.
He literally slashed him right in the ear and just crumpled him. That's assault.
Yeah, they arrested him for it.
Bertuzzi on what's his name? I can't remember.
Bertuzzi's dick. Moore, wasn't it? Was it Moore?
Yeah, was it Moore? Yeah, I think it was
Steve Moore. I think
that sounds right.
Todd Bertuzzi's an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was. I mean, that one. I think there's actually assault.
Yeah, Steve Moore. Yeah. He did jail time.
His career basically.
He broke his spine because when he hit him, he landed on top of him. And then everybody piled on. Yeah, he broke his neck.
Broke his freaking neck.
Vertebrae, whatever. And Bertuzzi did some time in the slammer for that, and then got sued by Steve Moore for $12 million for
damages.
Losing his livelihood and shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't know. I've been liking watching hockey more. I haven't watched as much NBA as I usually do. I kind of want to get in the NBA more. I used to have that League Pass, but I haven't watched it. They're all on TNT. That's what made me mad about League Pass. Like, you want to watch all these different games, and like, I want to watch NBA games, but like 6 or 7 of them will be on like television, so you can only get them on television, but you're paying for League Pass, but you can't watch them on there. And then what really irks me about the Pittsburgh area and League Pass is the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like, maybe I want to watch a Cavs game every now and then. You can't. It says we're in the area code for it. Like, we're not.
It's blacked out.
Cleveland. Yeah, you can't compare me to Cleveland. You should see I live in Pittsburgh. That don't sit right with me.
The thing about the NBA is, like, I'm a LeBron fan and everything, but they put the same 3 teams on, the last couple years. Suns, Warriors, Lakers. That's the only 3 teams you see on TV nowadays.
Probably Celtics too.
Yeah, like,
it's all who's going to bring the eyes, though. And it's the same thing for like the NHL. That all they care about is the original 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's why when the Blackhawks were even decent up until a couple of years ago, when they weren't, they were always on that. Those like Tuesdays and Thursdays on
Wednesday night rivalries and stuff,
like TNT or whatever. Yeah, they were like always on
original 6. That's why.
Yeah.
The only side note I have, I did watch the Penguin game last night, and I saw what's the Petrie, his wrist, or
they said
he said he's fine, but I mean,
they're 3rd in the standings in the Metro. I mean, shockingly, the Devils are 1st.
Wagon.
A wagon this year.
I still mix them up with the Senators. Like, I thought DeBrincat went there, but he's in Ottawa. So
yeah.
I mean, Jack Hughes, right? Quinn Hughes? Which Hughes? One of the Hughes brothers.
Jack Quinn's in
Vancouver. Yeah.
Another team they're that good. Boston. They finally lost at home, but it was in a shootout.
Yeah.
So they still get a point out of it. That team's a wagon.
Always will be.
And I don't get how they're old.
So they always will be. It's
Washington,
tough place to play.
3rd from the bottom's kind of surprising. Are they
Washington's
falling
not
off?
good. Yeah,
They're
Washington. Yeah.
Who's 3rd from the bottom?
Washington.
Yeah, well, they're old too, and I mean, yeah.
Also, for as much hype as Anaheim gets, they're dead last. Like, they get a lot of hype with.
I don't see any hype for Anaheim. I mean, Zegras, but
that's it. Trevor Zegras.
Yeah,
but they're dead last.
Yeah, they're horrible.
Let's see who else is surprising. Calgary's kind of lower middle, which they were pretty good last year, but
they lost everybody. Well, they kind of reloaded, kind of.
They got what's his name? Was it Huberto and Weir?
Yeah.
Didn't they get
They traded Kachuk.
Yeah, but
they got Kadri too.
Kadri, that's it. Yeah.
I mean, you got your usual suspects up top though. Like Vegas is always Those fans are, they've been treated too well. I want to see them at the bottom.
They have been.
Yeah.
But
it doesn't seem like it to me. I don't know why. Kraken, middle of the pack. It's early. I'm not gonna.
I don't know why that cracked me up, but Ryan just saying like the usual suspects. He's still lurking. Like can't get rid of him.
I mean, you got Boston up top. I saw like a few others, but I guess New Jersey. The Devils aren't a usual suspect, so that's kind of it. Glad to see Philly at the bottom.
Love it.
Yeah, love it. Even though Jalen Hurts will probably win MVP, but
well deserving though. Guy's balling, and it's nowhere close. If people still have either Buffalo, Kansas City, or even the only team that I would consider that could maybe stop Jalen Hurts is the 49ers. Philly is number 1, and I'm sorry to say that, but Philly is arms and legs about of everybody else.
I mean, we're a credit where credit's due podcast. We give credit where credit's due. As much as it pains me to say it, yeah, Philly's I'd say they're the Super Bowl favorites. You won't hear me compliment that city much, but credit where credit's due. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, is that hockey talk? We got a little more into hockey.
Yeah.
All right, so
I've something else to add real quick though.
Okay. Before we move on, go ahead.
Before we move on to a different subject, I was listening. We're going into a different sport here. We don't really talk about soccer, but this is like a conspiracy talk. Little subject here. What do you think is harder? Hitting 100-mile-an-hour fastball in baseball, or stopping the PK in the World Cup, like a penalty?
I think that's tough.
It's like we're trying to think what else is there.
It depends who's kicking it, like a professional.
Yeah, like in the World Cups, like right now, like
I'm saying, like
kicks.
you're not going to hit a 100-mile-per-hour fastball. But
It moves.
I think that's harder because a PK, that's a guessing game. If you've watched any I've been watching World Cup a little bit.
22-foot net though.
See, this is what I'm saying, and I'm gonna probably catch some guff about this. Like Dana White said, there's a reason why 3-year-olds play soccer. It's not hard. All you have to do is guess right, and you're gonna stop it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to touch 100 mile an hour. That's why that's the hardest thing in sports is to hit a round ball with a round bat. It's the hardest thing to do in sports. It is. And you got to square it up. I don't even think I could foul one off. If you gave me 10 pitches at 100 mile an hour with some movement, I don't think I'm even going to foul one off, honestly.
Like, think of all the factors.
Raise, yeah.
Think of all the factors that you'd have to get right to, like, hit the ball. Like, the speed, the mechanics of your swing, everything like that. Like, you give me 100 times of trying to save that penalty kick and then 100 times trying to save that, or trying to hit that ball. I'm not hitting that ball maybe one time. No, not going to happen. But if you're kicking a PK 100 different times, I'm just going to guess the same thing. I'm going to dive to the left, just a basic human-like function. And I bet 1 or 2 out of those 98 times I'm going to get nailed in the head with the ball, but I'm stopping that. I'm stopping that SOB. So, I don't know. I think baseball's harder.
Baseball. Yeah, is there anything else you guys can think of, though? Because it was on... I saw it on Twitter. People were complaining. You know what I mean? Of course, the people that are big World Cup people that don't really watch baseball.
Like hardest things to do?
Yeah, like hardest things to do in sports.
Oh, hockey. Like anything in hockey. Timing up a one-timer on skates. That's the thing. With hockey, you're doing it all on little swords. It's not easy. That sport in itself, just to stand up, is hard.
With balance, too, yeah.
You ran your whole life. So you can play soccer. You can kick a ball. You got a curved stick, and you're trying to hit a 3-inch by 1-inch 8-ounce puck, while other guys are trying to take your head off. And there's a guy who's the same size as the goal, not 22 feet. Like here's like Dana White said, World Cup games and anything in FIFA, Premier League, those games should not end 0-0. There shouldn't be penalty kicks. You're talking a massive goal like that, and the ball is so much smaller than that goal. Same with in hockey, but in hockey, that goalie is the same size, if not bigger, than that net.
Yeah.
So I think anything in hockey is harder than soccer. Baseball is harder than soccer. Football. Now you only get
hockey's harder than baseball, and
I think hockey might be the hardest sport.
I hope baseball nerds stay out of this too. Don't come after me. Look at who you have playing hockey, and then look at who you have playing baseball. Like Bartolo Colon, if that guy can go yard, you won't see him out on the ice. He's gonna take one lap up, he's gonna be gassed. You can baseball nerds stay the hell out of here.
Also, like I'm thinking hardest sport. I'd put personally golf as number 1. Just golf, for everything that can go wrong.
Golf's 2, I think, though.
But like out of sports that I've physically played, I feel like the hardest one for me to pick up was probably golf. That's just like where I'd rank it. I don't know. Just things I've done.
I'm glad you brought that up because wasn't even thinking of golf because it is just an individual sport. But as an individual sport, it is probably it's one of the hardest to master. It's one of the hardest to stay consistent at. It is a very, very hard sport. Is it very taxing on you? Not really. But if you're out there playing every weekend and you're walking every weekend, you're hitting 1,000 balls before you go out there and play a round of 18. There's guys out there that grind it. It is a taxing sport, over the long haul. But it is draining. And when you start falling apart, I've seen DJ Oberdorf fall apart, get in his own head, and you just start trying to tinker with shit, and it's all downhill from there. I mean, it's not an easy sport, so I'd have to agree with you there.
I'd put it up there. I don't know. Yeah. And like difficulty courses, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just so people consider like what's hard and what's not. Like you said, taxing on the body. Like physically exerting, but like some games aren't that mentally draining. Like I feel like golf's pretty mentally draining. Like I'd say baseball's on the lower end of that mentally drain. Like you're hitting a
Yeah.
ball, you're swinging at it, you're fielding a ball. Like a couple things. I don't know. That's a different topic altogether. I'll have to. Should we become a soccer pod? Should we roll for a team?
Absolutely not.
Wheel?
I
Roll
just
for
figured
a
I'd
team?
bring that up. That's what because I heard it
Uh,
today, like the other day, and I figured, you know what I mean, bring it up, talk about it. But I just don't think there's baseball, like golf, of course, but you see people hitting 330, 340, like that's
unheard of
it's crazy. Like, yeah,
That's a
I don't
freak
know.
athlete in baseball.
Did you see they're
Yeah.
giving Aaron Judge like juiced balls too? It's like confirmed.
I didn't
Like,
see that.
Stat came out there confirmed like giving him the best baseballs. Like they were sending like to those games. Best
But he
baseball.
got paid.
Yeah, and you see the one they started throwing special balls so they couldn't like counterfeit the home run balls when they were getting hit out.
Authenticity. Yeah.
So it's going to be like that. You know what I mean? You're going to see special things for special players. So
Somebody claimed, I don't know if you guys saw it, that if basketball would have taken it off in like European countries and stuff like that in the 70s or 80s, soccer, football wouldn't be a thing over there. Their big sport would be basketball.
I just don't like you said, it just sits the wrong way that a sport can end in like a 0-0 tie, like just like that. Like I know that football can, but like it's not as common, you know?
Mhm.
Like a tie over there, like
it's an everyday
I don't watch that
thing.
much soccer. I watched that U.S. World Cup game against who was it? Iran or something? No, they didn't tie Iran, did they?
England.
No, they tied England. And there's people celebrating a tie. Like,
yeah,
it's just a meme, I think, honestly.
Participation trophy at that point. And you know
like
how Dan feels
soccer-
about participation trophies.
I think like we get the perfect taste of soccer, like once every 4 years, 4 years. You know?
I
Like,
have to agree. Yeah.
Can't watch that all the time.
Now,
There's some cool like goals and stuff though.
now, do we feel that way because we're not top dogs in soccer?
honestly,
Now,
imagine if like the United States, if our best athletes would all push towards soccer, it would like imagine like Draymond and net.
I
LeBron,
agree.
Federer,
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill streaking down the side.
That's what I said. Someone put a
Lamar.
lineup together.
Yeah.
I saw it on
Yeah,
Twitter.
I-
Did you see
I
it?
saw
It's
one,
like,
yeah.
and then they have
Jonathan
like
Taylor.
striker. Yeah, like dude,
Yeah.
it's
Derrick Henry back there and somebody else back, just playing like defense
Yeah.
because you ain't getting through them.
Yeah,
I
that's
understand
cool.
it, but they're not going to put forth that effort because they have another craft to play. But
I mean, the U.S. has to give other countries some sport. You know?
Yeah, France. It's cool you have a couple like FIFA World Cups. How many Super Bowls do you have?
none.
0?
Go eat some
None?
snails,
Sorry?
lasers.
United States, how many we have? Like 50 what? I don't know. Like 58, 59, I don't know.
Yeah, and 2 World War championships too, so
Yeah.
back to back.
So we did
And like a
prestige
civil
twice.
too. All right. Well, next topic. I know we didn't have any Pirates like stuff, but I do have one.
I don't have any.
First overall pick in the draft. We haven't discussed that yet. Don't know who the hell it's gonna be. Probably won't ever see him, but that's all I got. That's all.
It was embarrassing. You see them like I'm not even going to talk about them, but you just see them cheering and stuff like that. Like that's embarrassing. Man.
What a meme that is. They
got meme
that's
about it.
clown. Those are clowns, and like
In and out.
you're so excited that you win the draft lottery, like, but you're not gonna do anything with it. I'm Pittsburgh Pirates.
It's just like the same thing. It's like I put that meme up there with like the video of the kid wearing "Sell the Team" shirt with Bob Nutting in the picture.
Somebody put that on the TV in that video.
It's just like I don't know.
That's what they're cheering about.
It's no. And I saw Roberts giving the hand wave.
This right here at the tip off, not the tip off tournament. The last game I went to this year, Leechburg Blue Devils, hard fought. You know what I mean, hard fought game, but just came a little close.
I went back. I was watching the huddle assist, and I did see. I looked back at Roberts during the one, and I had to give one off the bench. Just I was like, nah, get it out of here. No,
Buccos get the seat. Yeah.
no, don't care.
All right, so that's it, right? Jag of the week.
Jago.
You guys got a good one?
I do, so I'll go last.
I got an average one. I'll go first.
Mortal Lock. Can I do my?
I got an average one. It's not it's like the population in a whole. Like not like the population of the world or the population of Giant Eagle specifically today. So here we are. It's Sunday. I knew what I was getting into. Sunday before a Steeler game. You know, the dirty bird, it gets a little riled up. Feathers are a little ruffled in there. But so what my saving grace is when I go into Giant Eagle, what separates me from the olds is my ability to use technology. So I rely heavily on the self-checkout because none of them know how to use it. I kid you not. I thought that'd get me by today. Even that thing was chock full. Like people did not know how to use it. It took me like 10 minutes to get my groceries. 'Cause I know where to go. I know where to go. I know what I'm getting. Get the same stuff. And the lines like wrapped around like 4 times. So you know what? They're starting to adapt. They're adapting and they're overcoming. So I'll give them that. But I might start after using the scan and go. The scan and go. No one uses that. And I'm gonna start using it until the olds get a hold of that. So scan and go is the way to go. That's my Jag of the week.
Good, Drew.
All right. Well, my first one. I mean, I got two basically. One's kind of funny, but number one, John Heyman, national writer, covers the MLB. Buddy tweeted Aaron Judge to the Giants, thinking he'd be the first one to break the news. As everyone knows, Aaron Judge signed back with the Yankees. The guy destroyed his credibility in literally a minute. I mean, total jackass. Buddy thought he had the story of a lifetime and absolutely whiffed on it, like down bad. But no, but so he's the easy Jag of the week. But the other one, trying to hit up Donut Connection yesterday. We're trying to make it down towards, Trenton Bridge Road. The auxiliary services are out. And I don't know if people are familiar with the auxiliary services, but it's a bunch of elderly men in fluorescent vests directing traffic, playing police. All right, you want to play police, whatever. We get caught up. We get caught on a side street, a Christmas parade going on. Got nothing to do but sit there and watch it. And at the peak of being irritated, who comes waltzing down Leechburg Road in Lower Burrell? Steely McBeam with that stupid grin on his face. And it took every ounce of my being to not open that car door and just run him down in the middle of the parade, just start wailing on him. I mean, that's I wanted to go. I honestly envisioned myself like Randall Simon hitting the bratwurst up in Milwaukee. Steely McBeam's smug smile is just seared into my brain in that moment. I can't stand it. He's gonna be haunting me.
You would have made that parade better. A couple Shriners out there in their little cars.
Yeah, ripping around.
If there was Shriners, I was gonna run out there, hijack one of those, and just run down Steely.
That's understandable. That's understandable.
Yeah.
Good, Dan. You got one?
Yeah. So this was actually last Sunday, and I didn't want to bring it up because I had a good one last Sunday, but I'm going to bring it up. So I was being a nice, co-host of a podcast member to somebody here, and I figured, I help him move. He asked me. All he told me was, "Hey, we're going to go get a couch and a couple dressers." I was like, "Oh, okay, that's a 20-minute job." So we get down there, get in the elevator, off the elevator, there's shit everywhere.
Yeah, I was not.
I'm like, whoa, there's boxes and clothes everywhere. So we get that all in a U-Haul. Get back to his new apartment. How is the new apartment?
Good.
Been there a week.
Good.
And his significant other's friend has a recliner for him. It's a powered recliner, kind of heavy on the back end. It's awkward.
It's got the technology in the back, yeah.
So I'm holding one end, and I got the back. Well, actually, I was like, yes. And my other hand's underneath, and I thought there was feet on it. And he said, "Hey, let's put it down here so we can maneuver it in the door because you had to lay it down and all this." My finger is still messed up, and it still really, really hurts. Andrew McDermott, Jag of the Week, because he busted my finger up.
I self-proclaimed myself Jag of the Week when that happened. A little bit of a miscommunication.
In the group chat, you did.
I heard put it down, and I put it down. Dan still had a digit down there, and I know that's his livelihood. I felt horrible. But
That's me putting down the chopper whenever, I'm not gonna name any names, told me to put the chopper down there, still sitting in it, and it blew up.
Well, it was absolute chaos when we got down there because I did not realize, Nicole had all that stuff ready to go. And Dan and I, what were we moving right off the bat? What were we carrying? Was it the dresser or something?
Well, we took the couches out first and then dressers.
Oh, so it was the couches. We're moving this big sectional couch. There's stuff all over this hallway, and I hear Dan just start laughing his ass off. And then I hear a beeping, and I'm like, what the hell is that? Little old lady on a motorized scooter just caught in the mayhem, frozen there.
She's in the mixer.
There's shit everywhere. And she's backing on this rascal. You're meep, meep. I'm like, and I start losing. So then somebody put a bed frame like up on the wall, and she gets right next to the bed frame and try to attack her. So I'm grabbing the bed frame, I'm holding the couch. There's just shit everywhere. This lady's running me over with a rascal. It was a mob scene.
It was pandemonium. The bed frame almost collapses on her. They saved an elderly woman's life.
I did.
You're
welcome, Goomas. I know you love the elderly.
No, I do. It's just their ability to stay out of my way is like uncanny.
She was trying to get out of the way. She couldn't.
Yeah, she was not having a good time trying to get out of the mixer.
No.
All right, Roberts. It should be. You've been chomping at the bit.
It is. So we went over to the Leechburg game on Friday night, and we're approaching tip off here. And Ryan, you might recall this incident. The refs are going down the line and giving fist bumps to everybody down the line. He gets to Ben, he fist bumps Ben and leaves you hanging.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yep, left you hanging. Dan and I watched you. We were like, let's see what our boy Goomas does. And you just fist bump yourself. Jag of the week, the ref that left you hanging.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
Yeah, we were like, we both looked at each other like, come on, Goomas, you gotta be better than that. Or it might be you for not being aggressive enough.
Yeah,
going for another
one.
Might
not have chased him down.
I don't ever fist bump them. I stay neutral. I don't need to fist bump them.
Yeah, I looked at Dan. I said, you know what? That one's perfect for Sunday. So I kept it here.
All right, what do we got? We're at about hour and 10, hour 11.
Yeah.
So last thing, random Pittsburgh athlete. Unless you guys got something going.
I can't. Can I go local?
Yeah, go local.
Oh, it's out of Turner's. I don't think I can drink anymore.
Oh, I can't do local.
That's all you're getting.
You that's a hell of an effort.
10 servings in here. That's 333 grams of sugar I have on this drink. That's in a serving. That's 66% of my daily allotted sugar. Okay. So I drank, almost 666% of that. So I apologize. I tried. I gave it the old college try.
I mean, Dan's going diabetic for content. If anyone outside ever questions his dedication, I'll come over there and I'll sock you because that's not going to fly.
I appreciate it. I do. I think I'm shaking a little bit. I got some sweats going. I feel a little nauseous.
The aim's going to be bad. The aim's going to be bad on a Call of Duty here later.
If we don't have a random Pittsburgh athlete, did you guys see actually before we head up? R. Kelly released an album. Did you see that?
Prison.
From prison. And now it's not on Spotify anymore. It got removed. It was in like 11 hours. But I just out of nowhere, it was on. I saw somebody tweeted it, so I had to go check it out. You know what I mean? Like see if it was real. It was up there for like 11 hours. I was like, what?
Buddy's lost.
Yeah. All right, so I'll kick it off. My random Pittsburgh athlete, Wandy Rodriguez, former Bucko.
My old man called him the Great Kazoo because he had a big head.
Ryan,
the Great Kazoo.
I'll stick with the Penguins. They're on a little bit of a hot streak. We're going back to Generation X of the Penguins in the early 2000s. Rico Fata. Deep cut. Oh, yep. Yeah.
I'll take a Bucko because there's a million of them all the time, and I always feel bad for this one because his brother turned out to be something. Chase Darnell.
Is that the one with Travis?
Travis's brother, yeah. Chase played shortstop or second base.
Yeah, he played everywhere, but didn't play him well.
Yeah,
he was on the field in a few spots.
I'll end it here. I'm going to go Aaron Smith. from the Steelers.
Ooh, I like it.
Hey,
like
so I
it.
heard he, a great player, very underappreciative on the defensive line there.
If he doesn't tear his pec,
Yep.
he's something. He's. I bet you he's Hall of Famer.
I figured I'd go with him today. I heard him on the radio today.
Love it. Love it.
All right, is that all we got?
Wait, how many more we got before Christmas? Are we gonna record on Christmas?
Is that a Sunday?
Yeah, Christmas is the 20. Yeah, 2 weeks from now.
I won't be able to record on
Maybe the 23rd then.
We might have to do an early
Friday
episode.
night.
Okay.
Or a late episode. We have that all week.
I have a special background for the one before Christmas.
Okay.
I'm saying we're gonna hit 100 either by next week or 2 weeks.
Also,
I'm gonna gear for next week.
Dan, do you have any like harps about the radio not playing Dominic the Donkey before we head off?
Can I? So, my favorite Christmas song of all time is Dominic the Donkey. It doesn't get a lot of love. It's not really well known, but many years ago they played it on 94.5 3WS plays Christmas music from like 2 days before Thanksgiving till Christmas Day, and I heard it one time for like the past 5-6 years. And I'm driving home the other day, and that's all I want to hear is Dominic the Donkey on the radio without me playing it. And Johnny Hartwell tells me, "Hey, listen for Dominic the Donkey during my show, and you call in and you get Steeler tickets. You know, if you're the 10th caller after." And I was livid. You're gonna take the greatest Christmas song of all time and make it a contest just because you hear it? Jeez.
You know what? That's a damn travesty.
That's all I gotta give him.
Even though Hippopotamus is a good one too.
No way. My mother.
We have to do power rankings. We have to do that Christmas songs power tier list, tier maker.
I was going to, but my mother loved. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. I can't stand that. I want a hippopotamus. Get out of
I got another one. The Alvin and the Chipmunks one. That one's good. I like that.
I like that. Yep.
Yeah, I'll take those ones. Those are God tier, S tier.
Yes,
that's fair.
Have to agree.
All right. Well, is that it? We got anything else, Roberts?
That's it, man. Right. I got everything off the chest today.
All right, episode 21. We're trying to hit 100. So follow, sub, whatever, every social media site we got. It's somewhere. You'll find it. But we're subbing. We're hitting 100. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. See you next week.